But worry not, I have 2 videos planned, one already in the making. One discussing the villains we... Okay, so, turns out the making of those 2 videos has to be interrupted. Since it's happening again. The Hunt, 2nd edition, it's here. This time including 25 games. And not 100. I have no idea what the game selection looks like, only that Pressure it's part of it, which honestly, it was about time Pressure appeared in an actual event, because no, a Halloween costume contest doesn't count as an event. Before starting the ranking, let's remember what I consider to be a good token quest. A token quest is a chance these games have to introduce themselves to new players. Therefore, a token quest should not only be related to the game, but also introduce its chore mechanics without being too complicated or simple. There are some exceptions to this rule. But if those happen to appear, I'll make sure to pin them down and explain them. Without further delay, today we'll see the top 10 worst The Hunt Mega Edition quest. But before starting, a quick disclaimer. As I have mentioned a couple times in the past, my ally the Aller account is an alt from my actual main personal account. So, after completing every game in this event with my main account, I can say 2 things. The selection of games in this event is easily the best one we have ever got since the events came back with The Hunt. And not only that, but I'm happy to announce that the quests this year were way better than during the 1st edition. Seriously, there are only a couple quests which I would consider bad. We'll get to those. Which honestly, it makes me a happy camper seeing how this time Roblox has actually listened to our demands and improved their product. And also, as I already said, I would like to keep my personal Roblox account a secret. That's why I had the idea to film myself doing the quests again with the Ally account. But thankfully, my friend and artist Airbith filmed herself while doing her quests. So that means I won't have to redo some of the actual soul-sucking experiences again. So please, make sure to tell her how cool she is. Anyways, now for real, let's start this not so awful, but still not good, selection of quests.
Stay the hell away from me, because from now on, we're enemies.
Okay, so this event only had 25 games. And like I said previously, the average quest has way more work put into it than the ones on previous events. I'd like to keep you that in mind, because the first games in this list are not necessarily bad. And Rivals is such case. Seriously, the only reason this quest didn't made it any higher, despite the quest here being snowboard obby simulator levels of simple, is because Rivals is a fun game. I enjoyed each and every one of the 2 minutes I spent doing this quest. Because yes, winning 1-1v1 and killing 5 people in 2v2 is too little. The only way you are not finishing quick is if the game suddenly forgets matchmaking is a thing and puts your sorry level 12 with someone who is yet to be touched by a sunbeam.
I am so lonely. All the other
Roblox Rivals gamers
are scared of me. No one talks to me. No one wants to be my friend. They think I am unstable. Take it to your grave.
A simple, extremely short quest that is somewhat saved thanks to the game it belongs to. Moving on.
Encara Messi, 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 encara Messi.
Okay, so just like with the last spot, the quest in this spot of the ranking is not bad at all. That's because the quest is not even a thing. Ball League's quest is somehow even shorter than Rivals. And a fierce competitor for the laziest and fastest quest in any event ever. I get if you were speedrunning the event for the $1 million prize. This quest probably is your favorite. But if you want to have fun, yeah, you won't even have time to start liking the game before the quest ends. Such a shame. Since the game actually seemed fun, well, or that's what I suppose. I spent there so little time I barely remember anything about it. Moving on. It's very important to always make the instructions of your quest clear. Because the ones who will be doing it are Roblox players. Therefore, you must assume the person doing your quest still needs to go to the bathroom with an adult. To avoid them from eating their own shit because they think it's chocolate. Because if not, well, car crashers too happens. The first you see when you try to know what the quest here is about is this. Maybe it's just that I am specially stupid. But the first time I read this, I thought all I had to do was to do a stun jump from the volcano. So I just went there and did the stun jump. And after that,
Nothing.
turns out this is just some poorly worded summary of what the quest is about. So I won't count this bad experience since I'm the one who misread it. This quest will have you do a set of chores, which honestly, despite being simple as hell, they are not straight up awful. The issue comes that most of those chores are nothing burgers. Mainly about buying something, unlocking something, or going somewhere.
Oh my god, bro.
And bro, this might just be me, but when I'm playing a game called Car Crushers 2, whose thumbnail literally looks like this, then what I expect to do is to do some of the sickest maneuvers to have ever been performed inside of a car made of pixels. And not get money to buy things. But don't worry, fans of the Dread Zone, because there is actually a mission involving doing a sick flip on the air. And well, this quest has its own set of problems. This quest requires you to reach 100 meters using a specific stun jump. And in order to be able of reaching those 100 meters using that stun jump, you'll have to get on top of the volcano. And how do you get on top of the volcano, you may ask? I am not kidding. You will be here at least 4 minutes to get to the top. And you better not miss the slide. Because if you do, and that, next to how I already had climbed the volcano once after confusing the meaning of this stupid sign, well, I had to climb this fucking volcano 5 times, and only once was worth it. Overall, and regardless of the criticism I'm giving it. Truth is that, this quest actually does a good work at showing you what the game is like. Even if it, in my opinion, the chores were a little wasted, and the volcano really should get a quickier way of getting to the top. If this quest had took place during the Hunt First Edition, it wouldn't even have entered the top 10 worst. Moving on. I mentioned this during last year's Hunt video, but having quests that involve more than one person is actually a pretty risky choice.
Are you?
Because then, the difficulty of the quest not only depends on your own skill, but also in how many working brain cells your partner has.
EFT feeding my fish.
Well, now imagine that you having your token depends not only on a partner who is statistically likely to be under 9, but 3 of them. This is what happens in Basketball Legends. In here, you and your team will have to defeat an NPC in a 1v3 basketball match. And oh wow, my team was playing as well as I expect them to play, and by that I mean that one was AFK, the other was talking to the people waiting to play, and the last one was saying he was a Sigma in chat. And that's not the worst thing, because you would expect the NPC to be somewhat chill. Well, I didn't know fucking Tommy from Wii Sports had left Woohoo Island and come to live to the universe of Basketball Legends. It's a shame, because if it wasn't for the partners I got, this quest would have been pretty much decent. Moving on.
What a beautiful day. I can't wait to start working.
The quest on this spot of the ranking marks the perfect line between a good and a bad quest. By this I mean that this token does the bare minimum to be decent, getting an exact 5 out of 10 as a quest. Because let's be honest, Natural Disasters devs really didn't feel like working this year. The quest, as I said, it's a perfect mid. In one hand, it functions as one, since it gives you an idea of how Natural Disaster works as a game. But on the other hand, bro, this is lame as hell. We didn't even get a special menu or NPC to claim the token. All we got was this jetpack joyride-ass counter. You get 3 wins, and you just click this button. If y'all were gonna put this little effort in the quest, why not just telling Roblox to give another game your token? Still, regardless of that, the quest still works. And I would take this any day over the shit we had to Muncher last year. Moving on. And also, prepare yourselves, because from this point onward, we are officially entering the token quests that I consider to be bad, both as an experience and as a quest. Starting with
So I missed
The point.
well, we finally reached the actual bad quests. But even here, we have to make a distinction. There are levels of bad. And the quest which opens us the doors of this new layer of hell is just inoffensively bad. And not a hate crime to mental health worthy of a Greek tragedy. Like, you know, most of the bad quests in last year's hunt. But still, the token here is pretty bad. Because holy hell did Metro Life miss the point. This quest will have us go around the entire map on a bike-proof street style, visiting certain locations and taking a picture of ourselves. On a first glance, this quest doesn't seem too terrible. In fact, it actually seems to be better than some of the quests we have already seen in this video. But I wholeheartedly disagree. And the reason is that this game is Metro Life, not Ride a Bike Simulator. Quests such as Natural Disasters or Blade League were clearly uninspired, short, and had next to no effort put in them. But regardless of that, those quests still showed new players how the game works. I can take on Nothing Quest any day and call them decent as long as they actually show the gameplay of their game in action. But this quest is closer of belonging in GTA San Andreas than Roblox Metro Life. I get this game as a roleplay game, and therefore it doesn't have a distinct gameplay style, but still, have a quest that makes us interact with your menu to understand how it operates. Race with different vehicles, actually visit your locations, and not some random tables near them. Something. Not just some downgraded Wii Sport resort cycling. The only reason this quest didn't made it any higher in this ranking is because the quest is not annoying, and it doesn't take much time. Moving on.
Heavy is pretty, princess!
Objectively talking, this quest shouldn't be as low as it is, since unlike Metro Life, this one actually works as a quest. But the experience I had playing this was so awful and frustrating that I couldn't help but put it in this spot of the ranking. Dressed to impress, I mean, it girl. It's just not my type of game. The quest is pretty simple. Do a certain amount of chores that can be all completed by just playing the game regularly. The same bland, uninspired stuff we've seen already. The issue comes that the people I had to play this with were either trolls or blind. Because they were voting the dumbest things imaginable. Bruh. I know art is abstract, but this shit doesn't deserve 30 hearts. Holy hell. I had to stay in this game for 30 minutes more than necessary because of people being weird. Whoa. Anyways, a working quest that gets brought down due to my special hatred for fashion games and their players. Moving on.
This is Mr. Torg saying that I'm really hungry. Somebody bring me a sandwich!
Produce its chore mechanics without being too complicated or simple. There are some exceptions to this rule. Well, it's time. As I already mentioned many times, a token quest should always share the same gameplay from the game it belongs to. However, there is one exception to this rule. And that exception appears when the game has no gameplay. And when I mean no gameplay, I am not referring to roleplay games, since there you still can do activities to have fun. When I mean no gameplay, I am referring to this. Or this. And especially this. AKA simulators. Games whose entire quote-unquote gameplay revolves around clicking your mouse while you can feel your mental health deteriorate is in these types of games, where having a quest completely unrelated to them is not only a good idea, but a show of mercy to our mortal souls. But sadly, Eat the World just went along with it. On its defense, this game is actually way better than any other simulator I've seen in Roblox, since you can actually interact with other players, and the atmosphere and vibe is pretty pleasant, and not like. But at the end of the day, this game is still a simulator. It works exactly the same. Click your mouse until you get points. Give those points to get advances to collect more points. Repeat until you get the token or a mental breakdown. Whatever happens first, and I'm sorry, but after what I had to endure last year with these types of games, my patience with them is almost non-existent. Still, I take this game in a heartbeat over any of the simulators we got last year. Moving on.
The Among Us potion from the dark web. And supposedly, when you drink this Among Us potion at 3 a.m., you turn into the imposter from Among Us.
You know, the final spots of this ranking kinda make me sad, because these last two games have something in common. They were both the games I ranked as worst in the respective events they showed up. Some will claim this is me being biased towards these two, for destroying my sanity during both the hunt and the classic event. But no, I really was looking forward to tell an epic redemption story. The story of a game that, after burning the entire kitchen down, came back a year later and cooked a 5-star meal, getting to appear, or even top, my best quests ranking. But I'm afraid we'll have to leave that story for next year. So, the real question is, who from these nerve-cracking crap lords of awfulness and boredom, who proved on their respective events how a bunch of pixels can get someone to reconsider their existence, did win the crown of brambles? To be honest, they were both extremely close to winning. Like, these two are the only games in this event I would consider to actually be dangerously bad. But in the end, a winner, or better said, loser, came out on top. Up to this point, I thought I knew all kinds of torture, but I tip my hat off to Clippet. Because forced to consume Roblox brain rot, it's definitely a new one for me. This quest will have you complete a set of chores. Definitely didn't see this one coming. But what makes this stay this deep into this ranking is not a mix of these quests, but only one of these requirements. It's the reason Clippet almost made it number one. Sure, number one. Okay, so, since Clippet is a Roblox game, is mainly filled with children, so 95% of the clips you'll have to watch look like this. Also, added to this, you must watch the clips to the end, and listen, I don't have TikTok. So at first I thought a clip lasted around 15 seconds. But holy fucking hell. Some of these clips were almost 2 minutes long, and by doing simple maths, we get that in the worst case scenario, you would be forced to swallow cringe Roblox TikToks for over 40 minutes. Simply diabolical. If this had been my case, Clippet would have easily gotten the number spot of this ranking. Thing is, I already knew what I was going to find in here, because Alice had already done the quest before me, and told me how much of a beautiful and loving experience Clippet was. So when it was my turn to endure the torture, I just didn't. I picked my phone, put the computer on mute, counted a minute, and whenever I was done, I would just scroll down with my mouse. And even then, it took me almost 15 minutes to finish this first requirement. The other two quests are completely mid and boring. Being this first challenge, the reason of this bull being this high. Anyways, let's move on. I want to be done so bad, oh my god. If you have seen last year's video, you probably know which quest occupies the spot of the ranking. When I saw this game on the Hunt lobby, I just stared at it silently for over a minute. Because what else I was supposed to do? That thing literally broke me. Because yeah, you may think last year I was over-exaggerating, but no, that day I legit reconsidered if I was happy with my life, and where it was going. Anyways, let's not waste more time. Let's introduce the winner properly. The only game in existence which has got me near my breaking point. My relation with Pet Simulator 99 has been one of abuse and torment. And being honest, I was actually looking forward to playing their quest. Because I really wanted to see if they would be able of somehow making something as dangerous as last year's quest. And the answer to that question is no. Nope. This year's quest was only soul-sucking boring usual Roblox garbage. Don't get me wrong, it still gets the number one spot of this ranking. Because while in Clippet I had the chance to simply be with my phone and completely ignore the trash existing in front of me. In this game I had to actually put attention to the bullshit happening in front of my eyes. But even then, is still a huge improvement over what they did last year. Because this time I only had to be clicking with my mouse for pixelated coins for 20 minutes. And not 20 hours, like last year. And to be honest, the unholy experience I had last year with this game was not only possible thanks to an abusive quest, but also to the fact that I was also going through a little tough period of my life, with many problems, and that quest brought them up to surface again by having me 20 hours bored without doing anything, just like Eat the World. Pet Sim is another one of those games that really should do a quest completely different to the gameplay it is. The more different, the better. Because I would take literally anything over this. Anyways, still an improvement over last year. Well, and with that, the video is over. If I see this video get support, I'll start working immediately with the best Mega Hunt quests. Since trust me, this year that is gonna be a more interesting top. Well, that would be all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and good night.